Hey, today I want to share a video review of our Chevy Express 3500 passenger van. This is a van that we purchased to tow our RV and haul around our family of 6 with our 4 kids. We use this, so we'll show some photos of us towing it. But ultimately, I just want to give you a review. So if you're considering this, the Chevy Express 3500, maybe for your family, maybe it's to be towing with, maybe it's to be going on an adventure with, or maybe it's just to be using around the city, I want to give you a real honest review for someone who owned it and bought it. Ours here that I'm reviewing today is a 2018, and it had a little over 20,000 miles on it when we bought it, so it's pretty new. So it should give you a perspective of what to expect even if you get it used, but ours was about a year old when we got it. So hope you enjoy this review, and after review I'm going to come back and I want to give you some insight into why we ultimately decided to not keep the Chevy Express van. There were some things for us that really made a difference, so I want to share that at the end here, so stay tuned at the end. So let's give you a quick review. If you're looking at buying one of these Chevy Expresses 3500 for your family, maybe to tow your RV or to tow things, I can kind of walk through that with you and to help. So let's start. Obviously most of these come in white. It is the common color they come in. You do see other colors, but it's less common. This is a V8. It is gas, so but it does do E85 as an alternative gas instead of regular, so that is kind of nice. I did find that with the E85 you don't want to tow with that, so that would be just going around town. I did get a couple miles better gas mileage. I think I was closer to around with regular gas, I was around 14 or so just driving around, and the 85 actually it dipped, it went closer to 12. So you lost a couple miles per gallon. This is the inside of the Chevy Express. This is the front. It does have the front chair does have adjustments that are automatic and electrical. This is the pretty standard operation of the dashboard here. This is what most of them look like. The CD players are really rare. Doesn't really have Bluetooth. You can plug a phone into a port, and you could play music or hook your phone that way right here. But so if you're looking for the Bluetooth or hands-free or stuff like that, you normally don't see that in these. It does have a backup camera. If you look up here, right up here is the backup camera, so when it's on there's a little square that pops up there and it shows you what's behind you, so that's kind of nice. But it also takes some used to getting a look at that to check that out. So I did put a tow hitch on this Chevy Express 3500, so if you're going to tow something like an RV that might be a little bit bigger, I did have one installed. This is I believe it's a Kurt Discovery. Yeah, this is the part that you can adjust for the brakes. So we'll keep moving around. It doesn't have much spots to put anything, so you do have right down here, you do have one little compartment there. You can put papers or things like that, and then each side has some really deep kind of places and then not so deep one. I found these not to be very helpful because they were very deep, and as you're driving, if you had things in there, it didn't really help. So we'll go around back here. So as I said, for ours, we put a tow hitch here, had it installed. This hitch could support up to 10,000 pounds. These are pretty expensive because how they have to wire them and the receiver and the whole thing. And so just to let you know, like, you're going to probably invest somewhere between $800 and $1,000 on having this fully installed if you don't have it. So if you can find one that has it, if you need to tow, that's the ideal situation. So if we look here, there's a good amount of trunk space, especially if you take chairs out. And these chairs come out pretty easy. They're just a lever here. You just pop it out, and you do that with all 4 of them, and then they just kind of lift up. But they are heavy, so it's fundamentally really easy to take it out. but they are heavy getting them out. And all 3 rows, as you can see here, can come out, which really does give you a lot of cargo space in here if you need to use it for other things. When we would travel and use it with our RV, we would take out this back row and then put 2 and 2 on each row up there, and it gave us plenty of room, so which was kind of nice. Plus we got rid of some weight here a little bit anyway, so if we put more stuff in, it kind of balanced out the load a little bit too. So as we come around this side, these Chevy Express 12 passengers oftentimes have a sliding door. The 15 passengers normally have the opening door, where they kind of a 2-part system. So here we are. The thing that we learned buying this, you should just know, is that these are just like a beast of a vehicle, and they definitely have a rattle to them, and they have a rough ride. So maybe even rougher than a truck a little bit, I felt like, when you're in them and you're driving around. So just to know is if you're gonna get this for your family, you're gonna take some longer trips, it's definitely a little bit of a rough ride. And everything kind of rattles. The doors kind of rattle a little bit. If your window is half down from the driver or passenger, it kind of rattles a little bit. And just talking with the dealer and other people, that's just kind of how these are. They're just kind of really big. It does have a V8 engine, which is nice for power, but at times it does still feel like, as the V8, it's a little underwhelming. It could be a little more powerful for the 6 liter. So but some things we did like about it, it was with ease to get kids in and out. There's plenty of room. We did like the cargo space. We liked being able to tow something larger. Probably the cons, what we didn't like, is the gas mileage, probably somewhere around 13 miles a gallon, especially if we're going back and forth on E85, a couple fill-ups, and then, back to regular or something like that. And so I would just say is like, you pay for what you get. These are a lot cheaper than a pickup truck, so if you're shopping for that, this is a good way to go. But you'll feel it on the gas. And then yeah, it's just kind of big to get around too. When it's windy, especially towing, you definitely feel like it rocks a lot more. So that you should just know that this is just like a sheet of metal here. So when the wind hits it, you definitely feel it. And then this one doesn't come, it's just rear wheel drive. So again, most of them are, I think there's some that are 4-wheel drive, but most of them are going to be rear wheel drive. So if you're in any kind of weather conditions, you're not going to like that. Another thing I didn't think about when we bought this was the mirrors. I had to buy extenders because these mirrors here aren't going to extend out at all. So you can buy something, we bought some on Amazon that comes or wraps kind of to it and then comes out. So then you have a second mirror. So maybe unlike trucks or those things where you can just kind of easily extend it with a button or manually, it's kind of nice. But this, you have to actually put extenders on it. And extenders could fall off driving on the road, or someone could steal them, so didn't enjoy that. Back windows here, they do open. It just opens a crack though. So, but ours did have the dual air and heat, both front and back, which is kind of nice. So you can turn it on so people in the back can be nice and chilled and cool as well. Yeah, so this is the Chevy Express 3500. It's been a great van for the most part. There is some cons, and if you know what you're getting into, then it can help definitely. You won't have any buyer's remorse on buying one of these. So I would definitely, I looked at both 12 and 15, and I found that the 15, when I drove it around thinking I was going to tow with it as well, it could tow, I think, just a little more weight, but it was longer, and it might have been harder to maneuver, plus a travel trailer. So, but hey, thanks for watching for the Chevy Express 3500 V8 review. Thanks again for watching the Chevy Express 3500 van review. This van served our purpose and for our family well. When we bought our RV, we realized that even though it could tow the weight, even though they're rated to tow 10,500 pounds, we'd recommend not going anywhere near that. Our trailer, fully loaded after dry weight and loading all our stuff in, was around 9,500 pounds. Realizing even though we had 1,000 pounds to spare at that 10.5,
we realized that this wasn't the van for us, and that ultimately it swayed too much, even with the sway bar on. When the wind would hit the van, you could really feel it, and the motor was just underpowered. And so we recommend that, hey, the Chevy Express 3500 is a great van for people who maybe want to tow an RV or a small trailer, or maybe even a boat. But we just recommend that you probably go a little bit on the smaller side then. So if you were towing with a 5,000 pound RV or something like that, that would really be ideal. You can tow bigger. Again, we towed ours and it was well over 9,000 pounds fully loaded. You can do it. But I felt like with a family and with 4 little kids, safety was our main concern. And so we wanted to be safe when we drove it. We wanted to be safe when we took our kids around the country, and even up and down hillsides and mountains and all kinds of places you might decide to camp at. And so we know there's a lot of people that use this van, so hopefully this helps you decide if the Chevy Express 3500 is the right van for you. And so anyway, leave a comment, leave feedback, leave us any questions that you might have that maybe we didn't answer in this review. Thanks again for watching.